Good morning, students. So, what we discussed in last class is that um, um, we started discussion of relational systems. And relational systems are also called as SQL systems. And these SQL systems mainly uses two operators. We can also call this as SQL operators. Okay, so one is a restrict operator, another one is restrict operator. It is also called as selection operator, and another one is project operator. So this can be also called as project operator. That's it. And we have also seen the differences between relational and non-relational systems. Relational and non-relational systems. We have also seen relational and non-relational systems. Now, Now, what I will discuss in today's class is that we will start the discussion of three-level architecture, three-level architecture. Three-level architecture, we know that is outline for today's class. We know that one is external level and second one is conceptual level, and third one is physical level. So we will look deep into this and the properties of each and every level we will discuss. And we will also have the diagram for this. We will discuss about the diagram, and also we will discuss a mapping concept, very important one. And later I will discuss with you the role of database administrator. Of course, he is a software. Okay, database administrator is a software, and I will discuss this. And if time is there, I will discuss with you about functionalities of DBMS. Okay, so after that we will left out with only one topic, that is client server architecture. Okay, so this is what is 1 hour view. Let us look into this now. So first one is the architecture of database systems. It mainly consists of three levels, you know already: internal level, external level, and the next one is conceptual level. Internal level is also called as physical level, which is connected to storage database, and conceptual level also called as logical level, and external level also called as user level. Okay, that we already know. And the external level, generally from user's point of view, this is user logical level. Conceptual level, from logical point of view, it's a DBMS community, a logical level, so nothing to worry. Okay, yeah. So mainly we will consider this only as logical level. Mainly we will consider this only as logical level. Okay, we will not consider this, but community in the sense database management system. That's it. Now, and another important point is each and every layer has its own language that we will see. We can call that language as data definition language. That means your external layer is having collection of different languages, and yes, and your conceptual layer or logical layer is having what is that language? Is having a language. Yes, conceptual or logical layer. I already discussed this. It is having a language called as structured query language. Okay, the core DBMS you will find in the conceptual level, and the next one is internal level is also known as okay, fine, and that internal level is having a language called as actually internal level uses the concept of pointers. Yes, internal level uses the storage. That hard disk storage mechanism uses the concept of pointers. So that I will come and discuss. Now, each and every layer has its own language, and external and conceptual levels are also known as model levels or relational. Okay, as we already know that relational models, relational design, we have seen that entity relationship model. That model mainly, we will see that model mainly in conceptual level. We will see more in conceptual level and we will see less in external level. Okay, and internal, yes, and internal level is also known as implementation level. We will see all these things. Internal level is also known as implementation level. External and conceptual are also known as model levels or relational levels. Right now, next, yes, this is what is the three levels of the architecture. Now, so external level, individual user views. These are the users. These are the users. Okay, these are the users. These are all the users. Okay, these are the users. Okay, and users using the Amazon website. Okay, interacting with Amazon database. Internal storage view. It is connected to, actually it is connected to, this is connected to Amazon database. We have seen already this, right? So this is what is the general view. We have already this. This is external level, conceptual level, internal level. Okay, here users are going to be there. So users using okay, someone can use Windows operating system, another use Linux operating system. So they are having their own user languages. They are having their own data definition languages. Okay, with the different operating system, they are trying to interact with Amazon database using the Amazon interface, Amazon web page interface. That web page interface you can find it here. Okay, conceptual level. What between users and actual database, you should have a software that is nothing but DBMS, or which works with SQL statements. All that comes under this conceptual level. All that comes under this conceptual level, and actually your internal level, which is also called as your database system, comes under internal level. Okay, fine. Now we will see detail. We will see detail. Don't worry now. Let us look at the as I told you earlier, each and every layer or each and every level is having its own language, right? So first one is external level, that means users level, users with the different operating systems, or with the different operating systems, or with the different programming languages, they can interact with your website, right? So based on that concept, yes, one user will interact with C code with your conceptual level, okay, and internally this conceptual level interacts with internal code, right? Whenever suppose there are two types of users. One is C user, another one is COBOL user. One is C user. We don't know this PL by I code. We know only C language as well as COBOL language, right? So suppose assume like here. Suppose one of the external user uses the C language struct employee, okay, he is having int number int employee number, next int department number, next float salary, suppose E is the object to this structure. What I want to say is that your external user may be written in this language. Your Amazon interface may be written in this language. Okay. Now, we are trying to connect to this employee database. We are trying to connect to this employee table. User wants to get the information from employee table, okay, using SumX database. At external level, different users are using different codes. Suppose I am using C code. Whenever he wants to interact with employee database, his information he will give like this. I want to know that employee number, I want to know the department number, okay, I want to know his salary. That's it, okay. So he will give the language what he knows is C, okay, or the interface which was provided by Amazon or SumX is designed in C, okay. So he will interact, he wants to get this information. So he will give at external level, I want to get the employee number, department name and salary here. Or COBOL we will give like this. Okay? Or you assume like this. Whenever we are interacting with, let me make it very clear. So user will see only web page. That web page is written in Java. Assume like this. Okay. So he interacts with web page which is written in Java, and it has to be connected to DBMS which is written in SQL, and it has to connect to physical level which is written in C. Yeah, physical level. Remember, we are trying to connect to the hard disk. Hard disks are partitioned using the operating system. Operating system generally it should have the language. We know in earlier classes that operating systems are designed based on C. Assume like it uses pointers concepts. Okay, it will connect to the database and it will give us the reply. This is how I can explain this concept very easily. Okay. And not only that, here different users are trying to access this web page. Different users are trying to access this web page. They may use different operating system, different OS, or different OS or application. You can call this different application. Okay. Yeah, this is how it happens. Right? Any doubts in this? Okay. Instead of this, here you can have COBOL. Okay, you can have C++ here. You can have C. But I took the example earlier version is C. Okay. Now this is very important. Okay. Now let us move to the next slide. Let us move to this slide. Yeah. So this is the example of COBOL code. We have seen C code, and this is how your sample SQL code looks. Employee number, character of 6, department number, character of 4, salary. It is float value of 5, decimal value of 5. Now, as I told you, in internal or physical level, it uses the language called as C language, right? C language. If by looking at this, can you tell me the concept of C language in this? I will read out and you tell me. Prefix, suppose stored employee bytes 20. Employee information requires 20 bytes in our hard disk. Prefix byte is equal to 6, offset is equal to 0. Employee number requires 6 bytes, offset 6. And a department bytes is equal to 4 and offset is equal to 12. Now tell me where the language of C is involved here. Okay, the language of C is involved here. Offset. C. Nobody will give you that code to us, because if you know that code, you will design a database with your own. Okay, you will design an operating system with your own. We need to study how it is designed. This is only a sample code, it's not a fully code. This is only the oral view. Okay, right. Offset. What is nothing but what is offset? What is offset? Offset is nothing but address. What is an address? Address is nothing but pointer. So where we studied these pointers? C language. This is as simple as that. Okay? Yeah. So this gives you idea about the sample code in external level. External level uses the languages. Different versions of users exist. Whenever different users exist, there might be a chance of using different codes. There may be a chance of connecting with the different operating systems. Different operating systems written in different languages. Okay? Different languages, they are trying to access sample example of these different languages. One is COBOL, another one is C, we have seen. Whenever that information is transferred to the next level, I want to know this employee number, department number, salary. Whenever this information is transferred to this, it has to map like this. This is very important. Mapping of your data from one layer to another layer is very important. It has to map from Java code or C code to SQL code. Okay. Similarly, it has to map from SQL code to physical storage database or physical database code. Suppose this is called C. Yeah, this is mapping from one layer to another layer is very important. Vice versa is also very important, right? Now let us talk some more points regarding this conceptual level, because we are mainly focusing on this conceptual layer. Other than these two, this is what our aim. We are mainly focusing on this conceptual layer. What is there in conceptual layer? it is mainly focusing on SQL statements. Okay, let us we need to design it, and we need to design it. Okay, yeah. Yes. So here, how structured query language designs or maintains this information. Okay, so yeah, how it maintains. Here in this, employee is an entity in conceptual level. Or what is an entity? We already discussed. Employee is a table. Employee is a table. If you discuss logically, employee is a table inside your database. We know that what is a table, right? Yeah. And employee number and department number are columns. Yeah. Yeah. It means that you have a table. It means that you have a table with the name employee, and it is having employee number here, and it is also having department number here, and it is also having salary number here. Before that, you need to design this table. This is what is the code to design that table, we will see. This is what is the code to create the table. Yeah, that we will learn. This is what is the code to create the table, that we will see. Okay, and if you look at this employee table, employee number as one field, department number as another field, salary as another field, and their data types. Right now, nothing to worry, we will see in lab more. Now, so the architecture of database systems, yes, conceptual schema is tightly coupled, external schema is loosely coupled to relational model. So if you look at this, your external schema or users, yes, they will not worry regarding your tables. Yes, they will give just their requests. That's it. That means your conceptual schema or logical level is closely working with your SQL queries. Okay, how I can say, whenever a web page is designed, whenever web page, actually users will working from here. Users will work from here. Users will work from here. Okay, this is web page. Okay, we will design a web page. We will design a website. How we will design this website? Suppose railway reservation system. Railway reservation system. This is very important. Listen. Railway reservation system. So this is what is this level is called as what? This level is called as external level. This level is called as external level. So you can see this is the button you will time, date, book ticket, select button. I am writing the select button, click. So to design this web page, yeah, remember to design this web page, which is there in external level, they will use Java code or C code. If they use C code, they will use. If they use C code, they will use main, some statements. Meanwhile, they will use one SQL statements. So select star from employee table. Or they will write the statement insert into suppose employee table. When you click on button, actually when you click on button, insertion will happen, right? Or request to database is happen. Okay, so yeah, yes, when you click on button, this statement will execute whenever, yes, this total code is written in this box. Inside of this, when you click on button, an SQL statement has to execute. Okay, so when you click on button, that SQL statement gets executed. This SQL statement entirely travels to your conceptual level. This SQL statement entirely travels to your conceptual level, where the conceptual level is fully designed with your SQL statements or tables. That's why if you look at your external level is loosely coupled, that means it is having less syntax of your database SQL statements. Wherever if you see the conceptual or logical level, it is fully working with SQL. Okay, you don't have any these kind of other codes. That's what I discussed here. It also contains SQL information. It also contains SQL statements, but it is very less. Okay, yes, that SQL statement, suppose I want to insert some value into the database, that data I must give here. Okay, that will go as input to DBMS, where DBMS is fully working with your SQL statements. SQL statement is given to SQL statements. Okay, so then it is tightly coupled. Tightly coupled in the sense it is fully working with SQL. That's what my sense. Okay, any external level, whenever if it is this, you will get an experience in web technologies course. Whenever you are designing a web page, you will write Java code. Inside of the Java code also you will write that SQL statements. Less number of SQL statements you will write. That's why it is called as external level is called as loosely coupled. Okay, if you design website, when you execute that statement which is there inside that website, like button, when you click on button, what happens? A query gets executed. A query gets executed. That query will be given as input to conceptual level. That is what is our layer. That query has given input to this conceptual level. So here actually your database management system exists. Database management system only works with SQL statement. SQL statement is given as input to SQL statements, tightly coupled. Right? Yes, that is what is my sense. Now, yeah. So we already discussed this. Every layer has its own language. Let us call that language as data sub-language. And every language is having their own definitions. Data definition language, data manipulation languages. So data definition language in the sense, yes, data definition languages. So you see, if you look at the external level, we are having the data definition languages like Java, C, C++. But if you look at the conceptual level, it is having the only one data definition language like SQL. Okay, if you look at the internal level, it is having the only definition language like C. Okay, every layer is having its own data definition languages, its own languages. And what is data manipulation language? Data manipulation in the sense you are having insert, delete, update, all these kind of queries. Insert, delete, update, all these kind of queries comes under data manipulation languages. Mainly data manipulation language works in conceptual level only. This works in conceptual level. That all we will see. Remember, every layer have its own data definition language. This is only one important. Right? Now, good. Yeah. Detailed system architecture. Yes. If you look at this, you can get some more better view of what I explained. Different users are there, A1, A2, B1, B2, B3. Assume like they are all working in different operating system. Different operating systems are designed in different programming languages. Assume like that, okay? They are connected to they are connected to sometimes they are connected to different Amazon databases. That can be also possible, no? So one can connect to Amazon Books database, one can connect to Amazon Shopping database, okay? Yeah, one can connect to Amazon Cell Phones database, okay? Like that. Yes, you can discuss, it's a broad concept, you can discuss in whatever you want, okay? All are working in different languages, okay? This is external schema means language. Schema means language rules, that's it, nothing more than that. Schema means language rules. Schema means, okay, schema means language rules. Language rules. So external schema. So A can have A can use different operating system. B can use different operating system. Those operating system can have the different rules to connect to your web page. Or you can also think in like this. A wants to connect to different database in Amazon, or B wants to connect to different database in Amazon, but don't go that much depth. Both are using different operating systems. Assume like that, okay? And whenever, suppose I have written this code in the Java, whenever it is connected to SQL, okay? Whenever it is connected to SQL, that information has to be mapped into conceptual schema. The Java code has to map to your SQL code. This is very, very, very important. The Java code has to map to your SQL code. This is called external or conceptual mapping. Okay? Yeah, very, very, very important. The Java code has to map to SQL code. Okay? Yeah. Now, this conceptual schema, and it has to be connected to your storage level or internal level. It is also having its own code. It also has to map. Suppose this is an SQL code, it has to map to C code. Okay, mapping should be there. Mapping. Otherwise, you know, it's very difficult. It is without mapping, it's very difficult to retrieve your data. That is very important point, right? So vice versa, it is bidirectional. It is bidirectional. After a request gets processed, okay, it has to be given back to in the same way. And another important point is, all these things must be happen under the supervision of Database Management System, DBMS. Under the supervision of DBMS, and also there are database management administrator. Database administrator. He is the person who is DBA, database management administrator. So schemas, I mean, this is your conceptual schema, okay, and internal schema or external schema. All these schemes are mapped and built and maintained by database administrator. Okay, database administrator is very, very, very important task in this. Okay, right? Very important point. Whenever data is moving from one layer to another layer, it has to be mapped to the corresponding layer code, and vice versa also. And we also studied in their classes the changes in one level should not affect the changes in upper level. That is also called data independence. That is also called data independence. Okay, and all these things, all these things happen by a software. What is that software? Database management system is the software. And inside of this database software management system, we are having a clever supervised software called as DBA. He plays the main key role of mappings as well as maintaining schemas at each and every layer. Schema means it's a code, it's a protocol, it's a rules over your corresponding level codes. Right. Thank you. Now, yes. So let us quickly revise what we discussed. External levels contains users. Examples: users are trying to interact with website. So yeah, that website is interacting with suppose websites are designed with, you can design websites in COBOL, C++, or Java, or yes, different users are trying to access your website with the different operating systems. You can also think in that way. Okay, along with C language, DSL language is used. That means, yeah, that's what I told. No? Inside C language or inside Java language, we write a SQL statement, okay, to connect to your database. That you will see in web technologies course. Whenever you design a web page, the web page is written in Java, and inside of that we will write an SQL statement. Okay, so okay, right now. Now, sorry. DS contains DDL and DML. We have seen this. Suppose if you consider a so DSL contains DDL and DML. Yeah, generally, suppose that means suppose if you look at logical level, you will understand your SQL language contains definition as well as manipulation. Manipulation in the sense insert, delete, update, retrieve queries. Definition in the sense you have to create a table. But in case of external level, we are having a definition of the language like Java, COBOL, C kind of languages. It will less focus on your DML queries. Okay, or very simple point. Each and every layer have its own language. Every language is having its own definition and manipulation. That's it. Now, it follows external schema. That means external code and rules, corresponding code and rules, right? And it is loosely coupled. That means it is not purely SQL. SQL statements are embedded in big Java code or C code. That's why it is loosely coupled. Okay, coupled to, loosely coupled in the sense how much it is coupled to DBMS. That's what my sense. Now, logical level. Example: employee database table. Okay, we have seen that follows logical schema. It follows that SQL logic code. Logical schema in the sense SQL code. It follows SQL code. Data in logical schema is referred as record. Yeah. Suppose we have a table. In the table, row is called as record. Okay, it is tightly coupled. It is very close to your SQL language. That's what my sense. And it contains DDL as SQL language. That we are all discussing that. SQL language. Okay. The changes in logical schema does not affect the external schema. This is what is this? This is data independence. This is data independence. Okay? Right now. We already discussed this. Now, let us look into this internal level. We can also call this internal level as storage level or physical level. Okay? Fine. It follows the schema, we can call it like internal schema or physical schema. The schema we can call it like internal schema or physical schema. Internal schema changes does not affect the external schema as well as logical schema. This is called data independence. And here the language used in internal level, physical level or storage level is C language. So they will use pointers. Okay, right? Very important one. Very important one. Right now. And another important point is all is managed by DBMS and DBA that we already discussed. And see, what is the outcome of your DBMS and DBA? Can you guess? The outcome of your DBMS, why we are using this DBMS, why we need an administrator for security and integration purpose is that we need these two DBMS software has to provide a response. It has to provide best for your enterprise. Best. It has to give best for results. If you ask a request to database, it has to give the correct output with fast. Yes. If you order 10 liters of milk, if you order 10 liters of milk in Amazon, it has to give yes, we received your order, it will deliver within 1 hour. Think so. Think that kind of applications, right? Now, another important thing is mapping. Each and every layer has its own languages that we already discussed. When a record is moving from one layer to another layer, it has to map to native language. Okay? When a record is moving from external layer to the conceptual layer, it has to map. Okay? Yeah. You maintain this kinds of sense of writing. When a record is moving from one layer to another layer, it has to map to native languages. Native language record. So generally two types of mappings, external or conceptual mapping and vice versa. We have seen that. So this we have seen here. Yeah, external or conceptual mapping, and two types of conceptual or internal mapping and vice versa. After receiving the request and processing, it has to get back no, user has to see the output no. Yeah, that's why it has to map. Okay, right now. Now, this we have already seen. Okay, yeah. This gives you the better idea regarding. This gives you the better idea. Okay, we have already seen this. V1, V2, V3. Or you can also think someone is using desktop, someone is using laptop, someone can use mobile phones. You can also treat that. Okay, there's a role in mobile phones written in some other language. Mobile phone memory is different, flash memory. Laptop memory is different. Okay, yeah. So you can also think like that is users are working with different environments. Okay. Yeah. So conceptual schema, physical schema. Actually, we are discussing this internal level or storage level which is connected to database as entirely as internal level. These two things entirely we are discussing like internal level. Okay. Okay. Yes. Now let us look into a next concept, database administrator. Okay. Database administrator. So, see, database administrator. Okay, you have a database. Okay, you need to always manage your database. You need to change the values inside your database, update all that kind of things. Everything. See, your database generally is supported with interfaces or web pages. Query tools means SQL. Okay, or DBM server. Okay, fine. So you know the server, right? It should be always on. So all these things should be happen under the supervision of database system administrator. That we will see very clearly now. Now, so let us look at this. Basically, a database administrator is a software. Okay, he makes. Already you got the knowledge of database administrator here. Already got the DBA. This is what is your textbook. Whenever they ask you the question, you are supposed to write this diagram first. Okay. If you have the time, this is from net. Sorry, this is from net. First you write the diagram, then you go for this. Okay. Now, yeah. So it has to follow strategic and policy decisions. Okay, and what is it? It provides technical support for implementation of decisions. Definitely your DBA is a technical software. Okay, yeah. Now it has to define the logical schema. Yes, mainly a database administrator, mainly yes, he will tightly coupled to that what we discussed. He is tightly coupled to conceptual schema or logical schema or conceptual level or logical level. Clear? So he is in less touch with external level or user level. which is loosely coupled. So that's why first, whenever he is tightly coupled to logical level, so he has to decide what is the best database design for the logical schema, or what is the best database design for internal schema. Because whenever we have a proper design to our database design, we will create that first and then we will go for implementation. What database administrator will do is that first he will come to the conclusion like what is the logical design I am supposed to have. Are you getting my point? See, you have this diagram. DBA first thinks about design of this, and then he will go for implementation of this. That is what my objective. First, if you are thinking about this without having the knowledge about this conceptual schema logic, it is going to be a false decision. I already explained. So the positive decision, the correct decision is, first you should have this conceptual schema, the logical design view, and then you go for implementation of physical design view. That is what is my sense. Now, yeah. So if yes, you are fixed like you want to design your database with one logical schema or logical design, it has to support that corresponding layer supported language in both conceptual level as well as internal level. That's what it is. It is responsible for logical design of database. It has to support its DDL and DML. It has to define the internal schema. It has to decide how the data is to be represented, and it has to decide DDL. DBA has to decide based on conceptual or internal mapping how data is represented. DBA decides first logical design and then physical design. This is very valid point among all these points. And your DBA should also responsible for mapping. Okay, yeah. The portability between the languages should be considered. Okay, if I use a SQL language in a conceptual schema, and if I use pointers in internal storage, can I map these two? The DBA should have the knowledge about. DBA should have the logic about it. Okay, and if I have Java, if someone uses Java at external level, can I map? Can we map that Java code or Java record to SQL record? DBA should design your website like that. Okay, yeah, it is very clear now. Okay, DBA should design your database management system like whenever a data is moving from external level to the conceptual level, it has to map. He is responsible for it. Whenever data is moving from conceptual layer to internal layer, it has to map. Portability between codes. That is the duty of DBA. Now, so let us look at this. And and he acts like DBA is software. It acts like liaising. That means acts like link with users. He is responsible for providing link to users. And conceptual or internal layer exists alone, whereas external layer consists of group of external schemas that we are discussing from 1 hour. Okay, yeah, external schemas, not only external schemas, it have different kinds of schemas. Conceptual and internal has their unique DDL and DML, we already know this, is collection of users. External is collection of several users. DBA has to keep track of mapping for different users in external schema. It has to map different kinds of external schemas to conceptual schema. Okay, it has to maintain the tracking and define security and integrity. DBA is responsible for providing security and integrity, integrity constraints, integrity rules. Okay, we are having deep database. Database can have many tables. There are relations between the tables. Suppose I'm having a college. In college we have department, students, management, and all that things. There should be integration between all these departments. Okay? Yeah, he has to provide. And defining, and suppose the main defining dump or restore scheme. Suppose, a very best example for this. What happens generally is that, suppose you consider Google database. Google database, or you consider a YouTube database. You consider YouTube database. What happens? See here, several. Instead of we are having DBMS, YouTube DBMS, which is connected to YouTube database. Okay, it is having its schema. It is having schema 2, schema 3. It written in Java. It has been written in SQL. It is written in C. Is like this. Of course, we are not discussing about it, but to get more idea out like this. What happens? Remember, what happens at this database? Being assumed like this is hard disk. What happens here? No, hard disk crashed due to power failure or software problem. What happens? Yes. Similarly for Google also, if Google database is not working, then what has to do? This is the biggest problem in databases. That's why, remember, we need to have a duplicate. We need to have a duplicate database also. Duplicate copy of database. This is very important when you are doing any project. Okay? When you should have the duplicate copy of your work. So, yes, that is what is my sense. If you have the duplicate copy of your database, if power failure or crashes, not only one, you should have sufficient duplicate copies. Okay, right now. So, yes, so dump or restore scheme. The dump means duplicate by having huge database terabytes. Okay, and your DBA has to give responses to all your users very fastly, and you should retrieve data from database accurately, accurately, then only performance is high. Okay, yeah, that is what is. Performance should be high. Okay, right now. So, yes. Now, yeah, I will stop here and I'll stop here, and what I will discuss, what I can do is, let us quickly summarize what we discussed. So, yeah, summary. Let us quickly summarize what we discussed. We discussed about three-level architecture. We discussed mainly about the three-level architecture. So we have seen textbook diagram, which is very important. Textbook diagram. CJ did. I already posted in our group. Okay, I already posted in our group. And okay, yeah, external level. Practice. You will get more familiarity. Okay, and conceptual level. And another one is internal level. Everything is having different names. We already discussed it several times. And whenever you are explaining this, you should touch with the schema in each and every layer. The schema in each and every layer. The schema in each and every layer. Sample codes. Sample codes, diagram, you are supposed to write. And we also discussed regarding detailed architecture. We also discussed regarding the detailed architecture. Textbook diagram, which is very important. We also discussed about this. Textbook diagram is very important. So in this, again, it focuses mainly on mapping. Okay, and it additionally contains the DBMS and DBA. Okay, yeah. DBA is responsible for schemas, mappings. Okay. Yeah. Detailed architecture. You are supposed to write the detailed architecture also. And yes. And we also discussed regarding database administrator. We also discussed regarding the database administrator. What is database administrator? He is nothing but a software, not hardware. Okay, and he is responsible for he is tightly coupled with logical schema and loosely coupled with external schema. And we have also seen that mapping, he is responsible for mapping, and he is responsible for security and integrity. We also discussed he is responsible for performance. Okay, we discussed all these things. Okay, yeah. Look at this again. Table level architecture for textbook. I already explained the diagram. External level, conceptual level, internal level, small diagram, and detailed architecture we have. In detailed architecture, you can find the role of DBMS, DBA, and the corresponding mappings. Okay, and while explaining this, you are supposed to write the sample codes in each and every layer. Okay, and mainly you are supposed to write the code in the conceptual level. And also we have seen you are supposed to explain with the keywords, mainly focus on the keywords: schema, mapping, DBA. Without these keywords, if you write anything, no, it's no meaning for it. Next, and database administrator. Don't write like database administrator like a hardware or a person. He is a software and tightly coupled with the logical view. Okay, and loosely coupled with external. And mapping, he is responsible for mapping of record from one layer to another layer. That is what is mapping of record from one layer to another layer. Okay, and security and integrity, he is responsible for security and integrity over your tables, all your summation of the tables, and is responsible for performance in the sense, whenever we order suppose 10 liters of milk in Amazon, it has to give like within 1 hour we are supposed to you are supposed to get your 10 liters of milk, that much fast and quick. Okay, thank you. I will stop here.